Hey, welcome everyone to the number one DeFi podcast. My name is John, and in today's live stream, we're going to be talking about a quick market update. Hope all of you are having a great day. Market looks a little better. Market looks definitely a lot better than what we saw last week. A lot of things to talk about, and I'm sure there's also going to be a lot of news to talk about this Thursday when we hop on the next live stream with Tristan. So, for all of you that are watching, make sure to go ahead and smash that like button. Turn on post notifications if you haven't already. And as always, comment down below. Let's go ahead and get this live stream popping. So starting off with crypto bubbles, as we see right now on the daily, we do see some green all across the board. A few tokens that are down. This DEX E token is the only one that I really see that really took a hit for the day, but everything seems a little bit neutral. You see a little bit of green, nothing too crazy, but definitely more green that we've seen in the last coming days, right? Seemed like the market just continued to fall, and we didn't see any green coming up. So a little bit of green, but if we go over on the hourly, as we just mentioned, a little bit of red all across the board. So nothing too impressive. On the weekly, we're still down quite a bit. You see a lot of tokens did retrace quite a bit. At a discount, Cake down 26% with Jupiter down 24% on the week. Move 25%. IMX down 24%, and Hype, because of a lot of drama that was going on last week, down 17%. So besides the fact of that, it's not really much going on with the weekly. It looks like there might be some sort of green coming up. That's actually what I wanted to go ahead and talk about before we start getting into some technical analysis and some charts. I just want to go ahead and quickly recap and remind you as to the reason why we're seeing a lot of volatility in the market, as I've been mentioning these last couple weeks. Today, believe it or not, April 1st. Today is April Fool's, so happy April Fool's, I guess. I'm not sure people actually celebrate that, but as you see right here, markets went ahead and did very well for the stock market. So surprisingly, despite the fact that tomorrow is going to be a big day, tomorrow is going to be Liberation Day. Tomorrow, the taxes on tariffs, or should I say tariffs on cars, are going to go live. But surprisingly, stock market actually did pretty well today. Let's see if we could go ahead and keep up that momentum in the next coming days. Let's see if the market also continues to go up tomorrow. But as you see, NASDAQ closed higher after volatile session as market awaits details on new Trump tariffs. It's pretty interesting. It was actually quite interesting how today I was listening to a YouTuber. I can't remember his name, but I was listening to a podcast. And you know how we usually go after the narrative of buy the rumor, sell the news? And I usually always say, like, when everyone's getting super excited about something, we should probably do the opposite. This could possibly be almost the same, but in this case is the opposite, right? Sell the news, buy the rumor, I guess. So there could be a possibility that because everyone is expecting negative news tomorrow, we could actually see the market go up. It's usually quite the opposite, right? Like, think about it. Like, how many people have been bearish these last couple of days? I've been pretty bearish since last week. Even when we started to see the market pick up, I said I would personally wait until the taxes go live on Wednesday, and then I'll make my decision onto what's going to happen with the market. But I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow we do continue to go up higher. So very excited to go ahead and look forward into that. I think it's going to be a very exciting week, especially the next 2 weeks. There's a lot to be said this week. I can't recall what other huge major announcements going to be happening this week, but there's a lot of important things that are going to be happening this week. I'm sure Tristan will go ahead and touch base with us on what that is. I can't remember top of my head. The only thing I could remember is the Liberation Day, which is a huge thing, right? This is what everyone has been waiting for to make a decision in crypto. One thing I wanted to go ahead and show you, it was this article right here. So Ethereum prints 4 consecutive red months. That is insane. Ethereum has been taking a hit, currently at 1900. I saw it go as low as 1800, and I think overall the lowest I saw Ethereum go was about $1,200, if I'm not mistaken. Ethereum has been doing very, very bad. Let's be completely honest. Not what a lot of us expected. It seems like this cycle, of course, it's different. I mean, we're seeing it now, but Ethereum really took a lot of people by surprise. Now, I have heard that there's going to be a new update and new changes for Ethereum coming soon, something in regards to layer twos. So this could possibly start pushing some movement into Ethereum. But overall, Ethereum has been having more selling pressure than buying pressure, right? And I think it could be one of the reasons as to the fact that now we have a lot of layer twos. So a lot of people are not solely using Ethereum. Now they have other layer two, such as Base, Arbitrum. We have quite a few now. And a lot of people are saying that that could be the reason why Ethereum mainnet hasn't been getting up a lot of volume. Now, keep in mind, Ethereum still stays number one when it comes to this. And a lot of institutions still continue to create on the Ethereum chain. So it seems like the institutional players are there, but as far as retail interest, it doesn't seem to be there. I mean, we did see a huge purchase from Trump's venture capital just happened about 2 weeks ago. And then, of course, Ethereum fell. But it seems like even though we've had that little bit of positive news, people have still been negative over Ethereum. This could also be, a lot of people are saying that possibly because of the fact that now we have also a lot of layer ones with competition, right? Solana took over the scene. We have Say, we have Sui. So now we have like Berachain. So we have quite a few chains. I'm not sure if Berachain would be considered a layer one. But anyways, we do have Say and Sui, which definitely went ahead and interrupted the space for Ethereum, right? And then Sonic Chain, which was Phantom and rebranded itself. So there's been a lot of DeFi opportunities, not as many in Ethereum, mostly a lot in layer twos like Arbitrum and Base. Those two have been having some really good opportunities when it comes to DeFi, but overall Ethereum has been doing very, very bad. I think, in my opinion, that's going to change. I think once we start to see the market reverse, we should go ahead and start seeing that dominance pick up. But this is a chart right here with Ethereum/Bitcoin ratio hits new 5-year low. Can you guys believe that? That is insane. Who would have ever thought? I'm going to go ahead and skip through this because we all know that Ethereum has been doing pretty bad. But there was something on here that I wanted to go ahead and show you. And I guess the article got lost. It was very, very important. Let's see. Nope. I guess I lost it. But anyways, on to the next one. So I'm not sure if any of you guys heard these last couple days, but once again, Trump's family went ahead and partnered up with Hut 8, which is a Bitcoin miner company. They're actually already publicly traded on the stock market. And what Trump's family is looking to go ahead and do is open a crypto mining operation. It is going to be called the American Bitcoin Corporation, and they're even having thoughts, and more than likely will happen. As you see, they have plans to go ahead and raise capital, and also including an initial public offering, which is an IPO. So we have been seeing Trump's team very, very, very close to everything with crypto, as far as releasing, his own NFT, meme coin, his own stable coin, USD1, his own venture fund, and now a Bitcoin mining company, with the stock also being publicly traded. So a lot of positive news, and as I mentioned, once again, a lot of positive things, but not much is going on in the market. Now, one thing I've also wanted to go ahead and mention, Hut 8 actually will be owning about 80% of the company. I think it was a little bit over 80%. I read somewhere. I'm not sure if it's going to tell us here directly, but they do own, and they will own, about 80%. What I could go ahead and definitely guarantee it's going to be at least over 50%. I'm almost positive it is 80, but they will be having a huge ownership when it comes to that. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier. So crypto traders in wait and see mode ahead of Trump's Liberation Day tariff announcement. As I mentioned, tomorrow it's going to be Liberation Day, and the tariff announcement is going to be going live. Besides that, the market actually went up. Stock market did good. Bitcoin actually went up 1.8%, probably a little bit higher now. Last time I checked, I think it was like 85K. Yep, 85K, 85.12, which is about a 3% move. Ethereum back at $1,900. So regardless of the fact that you would have thought this was negative news, we saw a lot of selling pressure coming in last week, and now this week, a little bit more buying pressure. Let's see how things go. But one thing I wanted to go ahead and mention to all of you is be very, very careful right now. There is a lot of scams going on in the space, especially during bull markets. And as things start to do very, very well in the space of crypto, it also attracts a lot of scammers. So be very, very careful what you post publicly, whether it's Facebook or things like that. And also, don't fall for these scams where people go ahead and reach out to you, telling you, promise you that you will go ahead and double your money. So check this out. This Maryland woman loses millions in crypto after the pig butchering scam, as FBI warns of more targets. So how exactly does this scam work? I actually go ahead and show you into screenshots that she went to go ahead and shared. But someone reached out to her. Who knows what it was? It looks like this is right here. A female scammer first got reached out through an unsolicited Korean messaging app. So usually a lot of these scams happen through Facebook, Telegram, sometimes maybe emails. So be very, very careful. There's multiple ways when these scams come, whether it's like a romance scam or it's like just a friend, trying to create that friendship and then trying to create that trust. And this person went ahead and deposited millions into this platform called BMEX, from what it seems like. And when you actually take a look at the screenshots right here, the platform looks pretty legit. It looks like a legitimate platform. And as you guys can see right here, it tells you how much she was making, total deal, the total mining, and everything. Basically, to go ahead and break it down to you and not go ahead and read this article, I just wanted to go ahead and show you the screenshots to make you well aware that there will be platforms like this that will look very, very legit website. You go ahead and deposit money. You'll see the prices of Bitcoin. As you see right here, they'll even have their own customer support. What ended up happening with this was they'll make you deposit some money, right? They'll say, we promise you X amount of returns. Whoever's promising you a return with no risk, stay away far. Definitely a scam. And I'm assuming something very similar like this happened. So she deposited her money. As she deposited money, you started to go ahead and see an increase in gains in the platform. Now, keep in mind, what they do with these scams is that they go ahead and mimic the platform. So meaning they change the environment of the platform to make it seem like you're earning money to go ahead and build that trust. So I'm sure she probably started off with a little bit of money, saw that she was making money, decided to go ahead and throw in more money because of greed. And she thought this whole entire time she was investing into Bitcoin. And unfortunately, it was a scam. So everything that she was seeing, the gains that she was up, was all a complete scam. So be very, very careful, guys. This is the time where a lot of scammers start to reach out. Ignore phone calls, text messages, or even emails. Be very, very cautious during these times, all right? Always double check. Surprisingly, I've also came across this Bybit has shut down NFT marketplace as trading volume declines. So Bybit, one of the largest trading platforms, has now decided to go ahead and shut down their NFT platform. As they mentioned right here, they've seen over 70% downfall from trading volume that was over 18 million to now standing at $5 million. Now, keep in mind, I think during this time of the market, of course, we're going to see assets such as NFTs or even meme coins taking that big that bigger dive compared to other asset classes, right? So we'll see. Maybe they'll go ahead and relaunch it. Who knows? But I'm surprised that a platform like this is getting rid of their marketplace for NFTs. This is one of the largest news that I came across that I was like pretty mind blown about. So Circle files for initial public offering planned for April. What does this mean, John? So Circle, the platform that created the stablecoin USDC, is now reaching out to go public. Can you believe that? It almost feels like we're going backwards. I don't know how this works. I'm really confused. I mean, of course they want to make more money. That's why they're wanting to go public. But from last time I heard, stablecoins make a lot of money. That's probably one of the main reasons why Trump is deciding to release his own stablecoin. USDT and USDC are making a lot of money. So, but yeah, USDC to go public. I wonder when this is going to happen, but it seems like they're definitely trying to go ahead and push more institutional interest. Now, the question will be, guys, will you guys buy? Will you guys buy the IPO? For me personally, I mean, why not? Probably not initially. Usually when IPOs like these usually do very bad, usually as well with other tokens. The market doesn't really take that very well when they first launch. So I'll probably wait, give it a few months, see where things go. But as you see right here, the filing also showed that Circle brought in 1.6 billion in revenue for 2024, a 16% year-on-year increase. Its net income last year was 155.6 million, a 41.8% fall from 2023, while 2022 saw a net loss of 7,617 million. So it seems like this year has been their most performing year. But yeah, definitely interesting to see how they're going to be going public. We're going to be going public with this token. Very interesting. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are down below. Another huge announcement. So Gun Token went ahead and hit a milestone of over 69 million. And then also Pudgy Penguins go live with LOL Land. So I'll go ahead and break it down to you what exactly Gun Token is. So Gun Token is a new token that got released on the Avalanche chain. And it's in regards to the third-person battle royale shooting game called Off the Grid. I've talked about this game quite a few times on our office hours and also on live. Basically, what this platform is looking to go ahead and do is give you the opportunity to list your in-game purchases of like Off the Grid on their platform for you to sell. So Binance went ahead and listed them with over a 15.8 billion USD staked, 1.7 million participants in Binance launch pool. Guns just set a 7th-month engagement record. Web3 gaming. You've been seeing a lot of articles with Web3 gaming, right? And then before I go into Guns and I show you the coin market cap and everything, we do see right here that this is LOL Land for Pudgy Penguins and their own chain called Abstract Chain. You could actually go ahead and play this game and earn YGG tokens and also collect points for NFTs while also earning Abstract XP. Basically, what people are comparing this to is like a Monopoly, but with Pudgy Penguins. Now, for all of you that might not know what a Pudgy Penguin is, Pudgy Penguin is now a big mainstream thing. If you have grandchildren, daughters, kids that are a lot younger, probably around the below teens and stuff. If you go to your Target, they actually have those little Pudgy Penguin toys, which originally started off as an NFT. And these NFTs now go for as high as $60,000. Now, keep in mind, $60,000 last time I checked. With prices of ETH, maybe it's now worth less. But during his all-time high, during the bull market, these were worth probably over that, probably over hundreds of thousands of dollars. So Pudgy Penguin did also become mainstream. Now they also sell their toys, merch, and things like that. And now they're coming up with their own, what seems to be a mobile game that is very similar to Monopoly. The question is, would you guys play it? I definitely would play off the grid. I have played off the grid, and we're going to talk about the token guns. So now it's currently down over 44%. Usually when tokens like this go live initially, I like to stay away from them. But as you see, they're listed already in the most used platforms, Binance being the first one, BitGet, Mexi, Gate.io, KuCoin, and Kraken. So most of you would actually be able to purchase this. Now, in my opinion, non-financial advice, usually when tokens go live and they're brand new, I usually give it a few months, a few days to see how the market reacts. But it's very typical for a token to dump over at least 50% plus when a token goes live. So just be very, very careful. For me personally, I wouldn't suggest it at the moment. I think in the near future is definitely worth taking a look at it. But for the moment, I would probably stay away. Now, as I mentioned, what this platform is, Guns, is play for fun, play to own. So you'll be able to go ahead and trade in your game items and make them into NFTs. So a quick little run through as to what Guns is. Guns is in current free-to-play games. You don't truly own the items you purchase or loot if you accidentally get banned or simply stop playing. So basically, you play a video game. Let's say, for example, something happens, you lose it, you get banned. All those items you earned, no longer yours. Basically, what Guns is doing here is that they went ahead and reinvented a system that you can now go ahead and trade your items and loots and turn them into NFTs. So you could go ahead and trade for real money. So now people could go ahead and play video games, earn these points, earn these cool characters, and then put them on sale for the marketplace to go ahead and trade with other people or even sell them. So as we see right here, the first platform they're doing that with is called Off the Grid. So Off the Grid is actually already a game that has gone live, and it's currently now on the platforms such as PlayStation 5, Xbox, PC, and also Mac OS. I played the game. It's pretty cool. I'll go ahead and quickly walk you through what that looks like right here. This is probably the best graphics I've seen for a game, especially in crypto. So it is definitely a AAA title, really good graphics. And I think the most surprising thing about this is that it's already created on platforms that everyone possibly has in their households, right? Especially if you have kids, nephews, most of you even have a PlayStation 5. You know, I have a PlayStation 5. I barely play it, but I do have one, right? Same thing with the PC. I have played the game. I tried it once. I probably will have to try it again. If I'm getting paid to basically play video games, I think it's worth it. Theodore, how's it going? Hi, thanks for sharing, Mr. Theodore. How's it going, man? Hope you're having a good one. Shout out to Illinois. But yeah, so Off the Grid is a game. They do have tournaments, as I mentioned, and you can actually go ahead and play for cash. Off the Grid has already been out for a few months, and they actually already have very popular streamers such as Ninja. You guys might have heard of that name, but he's a very popular streamer that was streaming Fortnite and actually is a sponsor by Red Bull. This guy was making millions literally just showing himself play a video game. Can you believe that? So gaming, believe it or not, has become a sport. You know, gaming is a pretty big industry, and there's a lot of competitions. There's a lot of big leagues. You guys might have heard of the FaZe team. That was once a gaming group, and they even went IPO. So gaming has become a big thing. A lot of companies are now even doing a lot of marketing in the gaming sector because they know that the audience is almost all over the place, right? You could go ahead and capture almost every audience there when it comes to that. But yeah, very, very cool that this platform Guns went ahead and released. Yeah, definitely looking forward to this. Hoping that this works out very smoothly. This is definitely the closest growth that we've ever seen when it comes to Web3, in my opinion, with gaming. And it's really cool. As you see right here, this is an example. You'd be earning, like, let's say you earn a weapon, you rank up, and now you're able to go ahead and sell that. So it shows you right here, this is the wallet. And as you see, these are different items that are worth different whether they're rare, legendary, things like that. So it's really, really cool to go ahead and see this. It's almost hard to believe, especially the fact that it's now listed on consoles that a lot of households now have. And I've always mentioned, when we're going into this infrastructure with blockchain, is going to go to the point where a lot of you guys might be using this technology, including myself, and we won't even know that we're using blockchain. And that's how we really know that innovation is really coming in. And I think that's how a lot of things are going to be. We're going to be using platforms and tools that we don't even know it's running on the blockchain. And a lot of people have misconceptions when it comes to that. They're like, oh, how are people going to go ahead and learn all of this? A lot of this, they're not even going to know they're using blockchain, which is a really cool thing about it, in my opinion, because that's how growth and innovation comes in. Now, remember how I talked about that token yield guide games? That is a token that you get to earn when you're playing in that Pudgy Penguins game. I would highly recommend you guys check it out. Put it on your watch list. We have been seeing a lot of growth in the gaming sector, and you know how big and positive and bullish I've been with gaming. So has Tristan and a few of the other mentors if you are in our private community. Gaming is definitely more of a higher risk, high reward, but there is a lot of tokens out there that are hidden gems that people don't know of. So I'd highly, highly recommend you guys check out YGG, put it on your watch list, watch it, see how it goes. I'm also going to be watching this one, Gala and Guns, to go ahead and see if we can go ahead and find some opportunities. But this token right here is already down 98%. All-time high was $11. So I don't know, maybe this is the lowest we'll ever get, but because of what we have coming up tomorrow, I would rather just wait. As I mentioned, same thing with Guns. We could probably go ahead and talk about that once again in the future. Now, let's go ahead and quickly look into the market. Let's go ahead and start off with the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ, we see a little bit of growth coming in. Can this be a rebound? Are we going to break through, or are we going to break down? So as you see, I drew this right here. This is a very, very important area for the NASDAQ to break through. And the question is, will it be able to break, or will it break down? I'm not too confident, to be completely honest. Now, I will say it looks like a possible inverse head and shoulders pattern could be forming. So maybe we could see a move like this where it forms inverse head and shoulders, double bottom, and then starts to break out. That would be pretty nice. But honestly, I'm not too confident, guys. I kind of think we're going to see a move where it's going to get rejected around here and come back down to this next area of support, which is a very strong area of support. Now, I hope I'm wrong, because if I'm wrong, that just means that the market bottom is in and we're now reversing to the upside. So just be on the lookout for this. Like I said, even though we're seeing a little bit of green, do not get super excited. Let's give it another, like I mentioned, I told all of you guys, I'm going to be considering a re-entering or buying the dips very aggressively, possibly towards mid-April. So I'm giving it about a week or two, see how the market reacts. By then, we should go ahead and see if the market's going to break out or break down. Now, of course, if you take on the risk right now and this is the bottom, you're going to do very, very well. But also, if it's not, be prepared to go ahead and witness a little bit more downside. Now, I'm pushing more for a downside, but hopefully we do not see that. But yeah, that's what I'm expecting. I'm possibly expecting we get rejected, but hopefully we could break through that resistance with no problem. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at how gold is performing. Gold continues to hold up, and we actually do see that gold has now made new all-time highs. Previously hit about 31.47. And currently right now, 31.21. Gold has continued to outperform. This is crazy. So we need to first start to see gold get rejected. Gold is already up over 21%. 21% in gold in these last couple of months. So gold has definitely now have a run. We talked about this last week about how if gold was to go ahead and break through, we're going to be now creating a new support. And that's what it seems like we're doing. What we need to start seeing with gold is we need to go ahead and start seeing it lose support and start coming down. And ideally, if we could come down to here, or maybe even around here, this would be now nice around the 2,900 or even 2,800 would be very nice if we can see gold back there once again. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the DXY. So the DXY looks like it's gaining some strength. Remember how I told all of you that I wanted to go ahead and see the DXY get rejected right here and come back down to this next area of support before I can start being bullish. But now we're seeing strength pick up on the dollar. So not looking too good, and it could be a possible cup and handle pattern. So not looking too good for the dollar, to be completely honest. We could possibly see the dollar go up before we start to see it come back down again. So not looking too good for the dollar. Hopefully the dollar starts getting rejected. Dollar works as an inverse correlation, so be on the lookout for that. Now with Bitcoin, let's go ahead and quickly talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now has been struggling to break through around this $87,000. As you see, I went ahead and put this bar pattern right here that I copied from the previous channel that we were in back here in 2024 when we were in that long period of consolidation. And let's see if Bitcoin could go ahead and follow through. Like I mentioned, I think we could go ahead and see this one more time. I even heard Tyler, one of our senior mentors, say that it could be possible we might see a liquidity grab one more time before we see a reversal. And I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if we get one liquidity grab very similar to what we got right here back in around August. And this was some very scary times. You got one of the largest liquidations during that time, altcoins stick beating, and then that was the bottom of the market reverse. So I see how things go on for Bitcoin, but yeah, Bitcoin, nothing too impressive just yet. We definitely do need to be on the lookout. Like I mentioned, we need to really break through that $90,000, and it's not looking too good. I'm expecting Bitcoin to do something more like this. I'm expecting a low drag leading until June and July, because keep in mind, June and July is during the time that we're going to have the FOMC meeting, but the next one is actually May. But there's already an 80% chance in the poly market that the Fed is not going to go ahead and cut rates. So more than likely, we'll probably see some rate cuts coming in June or July. Hopefully May is the time, but I'm expecting June or July. Between that time, they do need to make a decision because of the fact that we do need to refinance a debt during that time. I think it's between June or July is one of those 2 months. So they need to make their decision then. I'm really expecting a lot of sideways smart action into the market. I'm not expecting the market to really do much until the end of June or July. So brace yourself, guys. This is just a heads up. Hopefully the market reverses here and we're back up. I think it's going to be a very slow grind sideways until we start coming back from summer going into fall. So towards the beginning of Q3, entering Q4, I think that's when we're going to start seeing the market reverse and really do very, very well. I think we're going to see a slow drag like we saw one right here back in 2024 of March, where we saw Bitcoin consolidate within the zone literally for about almost 260 days, depending on where you're measuring. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see something like that. Bitcoin has already been consolidating here for a while. I mean, we're going on for about 137, so 137 days, depending on where you're measuring. So yeah, we've been here in this range for a while for Bitcoin, and I expect it to be like that way. But Bitcoin really needs to break past this $90,000 before we can start getting excited. Meme coins, let's not even talk about those right now. And same thing with altcoins. Until Bitcoin really starts to see some strength coming back up, then we can continue to talk about that. But also Ethereum needs to start climbing back up in order for us to see that strength in altcoins. And we do see resistance for Ethereum at around that $2,000 range. So the next area of support, unfortunately, for Ethereum as well, would be coming back down to around $1,500. That would be the next area of support. So not looking too good, guys, in my opinion. Like I said, all of this could change tomorrow. But I think we need to see this little correction for Bitcoin before we start to see the market come back up. Prepare yourself. But I would highly, highly recommend during this time of the market, go ahead and double down on your knowledge. Go ahead and check out Decentralized Masters down below in the description and join our free group where you can go ahead and catch me and Tristan chatting there with all of you guys. Hopefully all of you had a great day. Like I mentioned, prepare for a lot of volatility this week, even this month alone. I'm really thinking the next couple months. Until June or July, expect a lot of volatility. There's too much political tension right now. And until we get a confirmation of where things are going, there's a lot of fears of recessions. So overall, a lot of negatives in the economy to begin with. So we need to get some confidence into risk on assets. And what would happen first in order for us to see that is rate cuts. So I'm not really expecting much for the market. I'm just stacking USDC on the side. In the meantime, entering liquidity pools on platforms such as Harvest, sticking to stablecoin LPs. And as I start to see this bloodbath happen, then I'll start going to deploy capital once again. But with that being said, guys, I hope all of you have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys shortly for all of those that are in our private community in my office hours in the next couple minutes. And for all those, I'll see you guys on Thursday. Hope you guys all have a good one. And I would highly recommend, not financial advice, do not make any risky decisions right now. Just be on the sidelines, wait, be patient, and let the market do its thing. With that being said, I'll catch you guys on Thursday. Have a good one.